Let us focus upon sandbox. Within the sandbox, we have threads, all the files that were being analyzed, and upload functionalities. The sandbox is consistently studying the files that are being downloaded within the organization. Not only that, customer also has an opportunity to upload a file manually into a sandbox and have a deeper perspective of what is the file trying to achieve. Onto the right hand side of the screen, we give a quick perspective of the number of threads that we have observed within the organization, a timestamp, the source and the destination IP, of course the source and the destination country, the file type, the file name, and the classification of the identified malware is projected over here in the form of detection labels such as ransomware, Trojan injector, etc. If machine learning model believes that the file that has been downloaded contains malicious patterns, it is being called out over here. We consistently study behavior patterns such as process activities, network activities, file activities, and registry activities respectively. Analysts can also have a visibility in terms of actions that are being performed by the platform once a specific incident has been identified. The actions can be taken from the same screen itself in the form of response, essentially by initiating the system quarantine from the network. A quarantine system can be released, and also a system clean may also be initiated from the same screen itself. The system consistently numbers or validates the threats by giving a threat score from 1 to 5. Number 5 being the highest rate of the threat. Now let us get into the specifics of each of the threat that has been identified by the system. In this case, the system has labeled this attack to be ransomware classified. We could see a file drop taking place and could see there were set of registry modifications happen, and also could see that there were at least 4,554 sequences where we could see the code match took place similar to a Trojan, and so on and so forth. We captured the SHA-256 and of course the MD5 associated to the file, calling out the source and the destination, and of course the timestamp. The system calls out how exactly the resources were being utilized while this execution took place by quickly giving you a perspective of system memory and the CPU utilization. Individual process sequences are being showcased over here onto the right hand side of the screen as and when the malicious executable has executed. This enables a senior analyst to have a quick perspective of what is happening as part of this attack sequence. From a level 1 analyst standpoint, the entire process sequence is being translated into plain text English. Visualization can take place based upon the process insights, registry insights, file insights that were observed within the attack. In this case, we could identify process activities, file activities, network activities, and registry activities. Let us see what kind of network activities took place. In this case, there were multiple outbound connections that were being made as part of the attack sequence, and certain domains were directly called upon. You may also go ahead and query upon and check what is the external threat intel calling out as far as these network addresses are concerned. And you can also have a quick geo lookup and see from where are these connections originating from. We also go ahead and capture the forensics in the form of packet capture associated to a malicious attack. Study the API calls that are being made based upon the execution sequence. Not only that, we also match our detections to the multiple threat intel sources that we are collecting on the fly and call out what is the rest of the world talking about this particular attack sequence. A significant similarity is being projected, calling out what is the amount of code similarity that we are seeing today with this executable versus the terabytes of malware that we already have as part of the repository. This enables an analyst to quickly understand that this activity is certainly associated to a malicious path sequence. The analyst will always have an opportunity to go ahead and quarantine the system, release the system, clean the system, collect remote forensics, which are more in memory, reanalyze the file if there is a doubt or if there is any fundamental thought process to check if this is an attack vector per se within the organization. Also, whitelisting can be carried out. Analysts can also initiate a behavior-driven threat hunt from the same screen itself. The threat hunt that we initiate is completely agentless and live on the end machine. The selection criteria can be entire organization, or you may also control that to a specific domain within the organization.